I'm Heidi, speaking here with Donnie about data linking in AutoCAD. Donnie, when you've inserted a table in AutoCAD, a data link table, how is it that you distinguish, or how can our users distinguish between static data and linked data?
Sure. So, I mean, on the surface, you look at a table that has just been inserted into AutoCAD using kind of conventional methods, and you compare that right next to one that's been dynamically linked through using some of this cool technology with data links, and on the surface they look completely identical. And so the easiest way that I've come to find that you can distinguish between the two is really just to use the AutoCAD cursor to your advantage. So if you just hover over the objects inside of the software, you get that kind of dynamic jigging that happens. And so among the things that happens there is if that object happens to be linked, let's say to an external Excel spreadsheet, you'll get a little chain link icon in the upper, I think, right quadrant of the cursor, giving you a pretty quick indication as to if that is indeed linked to something else.
And if it is linked and users want to update that information, what's the process?
Sure, so sometimes you kind of have to give it a little bit of a kickstart, and that's not too bad. So, AutoCAD provides a couple different ways. Now, one of my favorite features in the last several releases of AutoCAD has been that contextual ribbon. I think it's really what made the ribbon worth using, let's say. And so, if you actually just select on that table that's linked, to Excel and what have you, I think Autodesk has done a great job at putting the tools that, you need right there available to you, and among them is one that says just update the table, update the links. And so that's probably the easiest way to go about it one by one. But if I've got a bunch of tables inside of a drawing, I don't really want to go one by one. And so my other favorite thing is down in the status bar in the lower right hand corner of the user interface. After I have any sort of data linked objects inside of that drawing, there's a neat little chain link icon down there as well. If I just right click on that, I also get the option to update all data links. And so, depending on what you're doing, if you just need to update one or two, use the contextual ribbon. But if you have a bunch and you just, kind of need to do a gangbuster type approach, use the one down there in your status bar.
And what do you think about that when you make changes in your Excel spreadsheet, it doesn't automatically, by default, update in the drawing? If you've got that drawing open, what do you think is the reason? Do you think that's a good thing?
Well, I mean, I think it makes people consciously think about what they're about to do, because again, a lot of times the data that we're linking into our drawings, it's kind of sensitive. I mean, if it's wrong, there's typically consequences. And so, I think by forcing users to consciously update things, it's really making them take that step to kind of own the data that they're going to essentially publish in their drawing sets.
I agree. I mean, I think it's automated in the way that it just takes a quick click, like you said, even if you have multiple tables. But it is a conscious decision to update that information that's crucial to their drawings.
Definitely.
All right, great. Thanks for those tips, Donnie.
Thanks, Heidi.